Yeah. Yep. Thank you. All right. Morning. Good morning. So a ball and a set of light weights and a mat today. You good? Morning. Good morning. Yes. Great. So a mat over here, and then a set of light dumbbells, like 2 or 3 pounds, and one of these green balls over here, and you'll be good to go. Welcome. We'll see if we have enough balls. For... a lot of balls here. Yay! Is that what you asked? Yeah, hopefully we have. I was going to say, hopefully we have enough. But there are a lot. That's good. I know.
I let air out. You know what? My kids brought me this program called P-Ball like 2 years ago.
Oh,
so
up too much.
Fitness ball, but you pull,
There we go.
it's like in a saddle, and you pull it up, and it stays between your legs.
Oh.
And it doesn't drop.
Oh, wow.
And then it's got like Velcro, and then almost like bucket cord, so that you can do.
Oh, you can like. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. P-ball.
Yeah, during lockdown, I gave up my gym membership and stayed
Yeah.
home and did that like an hour a day.
That's great. Yeah. All right. So ball, light dumbbells. You good to go? Yeah, I have a ball at home, and my kids just use it all the time, and it's like so deflated now. I need to fill it up. I'm like, oh, these are all nice. Maybe a little over full, but not bad. And okay. Yeah, we'll warm up. Was it chilly? Oh yeah, that's right. All right. Morning, welcome. Come on in. Oh, me. Oh, I don't think we're using it too much today. Can adjust. How's everybody doing today? Good. Making it. Not ready. Yeah, Thursday is going to be interesting. That cold front coming in, so get ready. At least it doesn't come with precipitation. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thankful. Yeah, for a few extra days, but yeah, exactly. It's yeah, I know. I always feel like I'm in an odd class where we go horizontal. We move this way more. Move side to side more than. All right, it's time. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Barre. I'm Chelsea. We're gonna get started. So you need a ball, a set of light dumbbells, and a mat. And if you're still grabbing, I think everybody's on it today. If you're still grabbing your stuff, just jump in when you get here. So go ahead and, yeah, 2 left. Go ahead and bring those feet hip width apart, toes facing forward. Bring those arms to the side, stand nice and tall. Zip up through that middle. And then inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, round the back, bend the knees, tuck the chin. Inhale, big reach up. Exhale, round it in. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach those arms up, clasp those hands, reach those palms up toward the ceiling. Nice big stretch. And we're going to release the clasp, keep those arms up, knit those front ribs in, zip up to that center, and then lift the knee. Lift the other. Alternating legs. And if you're just coming in, you can grab your stuff and just jump in the warm up when you get here. Mats are way over here. We still got some space up, of course, like right up in front of the mirror, because everybody wants that close up at 9 a.m. Good. The best is when you're like right on the crack too, and you're just like halfway the whole time. Good morning. Good morning. We got 6 more. I know. 3, 2, 1 more each leg. Bring those feet down, reach those arms up. We're going to lift those heels, lower back down. Find that releve right up here. I can move the camera a little too. 3, 2, and lower those heels. Bring those hands to hips. We're going to shift those hips back into a squat. Reach an arm up and over. So squat, side reach, squat. Really sitting those hips back like you're going to sit in that chair. Yeah, we still got some space. Up front, up front, up front. Everybody's favorite. I know, I was thinking it was going to be lighter this week too. I like when everyone gets different. Good morning. I think you're good. Yeah, I was going to say, I'll let you know. Yeah. 6, 4, 3, 2, last one. We're going to squat down here, reach those arms forward, shift those hips back, hug in, rock to the balls of the feet, and then rock back to the heels. Just feeling that weight shift forward and back. Shift back to those heels, hold that squat. Come all the way up, bring those arms to the sides. We're going to step those feet a little bit wider. So sumo position, feet a little wider than the hips, toes at 11 and 1. Start with those hands at the hips, squat it down, glide one heel toward the other. So side to side again. So you're just getting that body warm, starting to move, starting to notice how that body is feeling today. Maybe not worrying about what pace your neighbor's going, only worrying about not running into your neighbor at this point, right? Let's add those arms. So forward as you squat, back as you glide. Moving in those shoulders. You're gonna get nice and warm, ready to work. And I think they fixed the temp in here at least, so it's not hot. Now we'll just be freezing for a bit. You get nice and warm. 8 more. 6, 4, 3. We're gonna lift the legs. You're gonna squat center, lift one leg. Squat, lift. So throughout class, find a pace that works for you. Find how low you go in each movement. It's gonna work for you. Find your edge today. 4 more. 2. We're gonna squat it down here. Bring those hands to the thighs. Bring one shoulder to center. Find a twist. Take a few big breaths. Switch sides, bring that opposite shoulder to center. And then bring that first shoulder back in one more time. And then opposite side. Bring that chest back to center, come all the way up, step those feet a little bit wider. So wide second position, toes out at 10 and 2. Reach those arms out, and we're gonna plie down here. Lift it up. So how wide you go here is up to you. You wanna be able to press those knees away from each other. So if the knees start to kind of cave in, you might step in a little bit, shift those hips back a little more. Same thing, how low you go is up to you. 5 more. This is the biggest external rotation through our hips that we have, right? So we get nice and warm before we start right into our second plies. Plie down, reach those arms out. We're going to take a little shift side to side. So just a tiny movement. Feel those thighs, those quadricep muscles engaging. Come back to center. Extend that right leg, left forearm, left thigh, right arm up and over, side reach. Take a few breaths. Come back through center, switch sides, extend that left leg, right forearm, left thigh, left arm up and over. And then back through center, we're gonna slowly move side to side. So we're gonna side reach, back through that plie, side reach, back through that plie, slow and steady. 4 more. 3, 2, last one, come back through that plie, extend those legs. We're gonna pivot to the left, left foot forward, right foot back. From here, and sorry if you can't see at the end, we're gonna lunge it down, so bring that back knee down. And then as we extend that back leg, hinge forward, sweep those arms back behind. So come up into that lunge, lift that torso, and then hinge, reach that torso forward, extend that back. So lunge, hinge and reach. Lunge as slowly as you need to go. Hinge and reach. Just 4 more, nice and smooth. 3. Need to do 1 more, and then we're all gonna meet back up in that lunge. Pause in your lunge. Extend those legs, lower the arms, pivot back to center, and go all the way around to that other side. Right foot forward, left foot back. Same thing, so we're gonna lunge, reach those arms overhead. Start to hinge forward as you extend that back leg, reach those arms back. Lunge, hinge and reach. Nice and smooth. So find, again, your pace here, but slow and smooth. Especially if lunging center floor is a balance challenge. Slower is better. 2, 1 more. We're gonna all meet up in our lunge, pause in that lunge, and then extend both legs, lower those arms, come back to center, toes out, heels in, wide second position. Shift those hips back, and then bend into one knee for side lunge, other side. Nice and slowly, side to side. So opening up those inner thighs, those adductor muscles. I just had to count real quick. If I'm like quiet for a minute, I always forget to count everyone. And so I just had to count. I was like, perfect time before I forget. Bend into one knee and hold. So you can have your hands at the thigh or the floor, or your hips can shift down. I'm gonna take a few breaths on this side. Feeling warmer, I hope. Come back through center, switch sides. Hold that stretch, opposite side. Same thing, hands can be at the thigh, hands can be at the floor, hips can shift down. Just find that variation that feels good for you. Stretch it out. Slowly come back through center. We're gonna turn those toes facing forward. So feet are parallel for wide-legged forward fold, hands to hips. Inhale, lift the chest. And then slowly hinge forward. Bring those hands down. Find some length through the spine here first. And then gently fold in. You can walk your hands in between the legs or toward the wall behind you. If there's any other stretch or movement you need as we finish up our warm-up, feel free to take it. And take a few big breaths wherever you are. It's our final opening and our warm up. And then gently walk those hands underneath those shoulders. We're going to lift up halfway, firm through that center, firm through those legs. If you can, bring the hands to the hips. Slowly come on up. Step those feet back in, bring those arms down, roll those shoulders back at the time. And then release those arms down to the sides. All right, we're gonna make our way down to our mats, and you'll want your dumbbells, and we're gonna be on hands and knees. So if you need any padding under your knees, you can kind of roll your mat up, or you can grab a blanket. And you can choose one or both weights. So we have the lighter weight. I was like, let's see, how close? Oh, just your head. There we go. Just on the edge. Yeah. You just wave every once in a while. I have a friend who I work out with in like every video. He's like, we see you. So one or both dumbbells in one hand. So take these in the left hand, extend the right leg. So I'm mirroring you. I know my right from my left. I just mirror you. Sometimes I don't because I mirror you all the time. So you can take one or both weights in that hand, zip up through that middle, keep that opposite leg extended. We're going to find a row with the arm. So I'm going to lift and lower. So you can do one dumbbell, both dumbbells, no dumbbells. If it doesn't feel good to be on one arm or one hand, you can keep both arms down. We're going to move the leg in a minute. You could also come down to your forearm. A little different with the range of motion of that extended arm, but you can do that. 3 more, just that arm. And then we're going to add the leg. So we're going to keep that row with the arm and then lift that opposite leg at the same time. Lift, lower. You'll notice if you try and do the same side. So if you're not opposite, it's going to be real hard to balance. Usually it's like, wait, what am I doing? Oh yeah, that's right. So again, if it doesn't feel good to move both, you can keep both hands down, or you can bring yourself down onto your forearms if that wrist doesn't feel good. Zip up through that center. So hugging, stabilizing through that core. You got 4 more, full range of motion. 3, 2, we're gonna lift up, find that row, find that leg lift, and then pulse that leg up, pulse that arm up. Draw those shoulders down away from those ears. You got that smaller range of motion, more contraction. If you need to change the weights in that hand, you can. You can always change. If something doesn't work for you, change it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pause here. Lower that arm, lower that leg. We're going to stay on the same side for the next one. So if you need to shake your standing arm out a little. And then you may want to take just one weight in that hand. Yeah, shake it out. We're going to extend that leg. This time I'm going to extend the arm forward. And then we're going to take that leg out mat width and take the arm out mat width. So just a little bit wider. And then lift there. So lift and lower that mat width. Lift and lower. Zip up through that middle. Just a little further away from that body. Just adding more work. Different muscles working to keep yourself nice and stable through that center as that leg and arm move. Feel free to come down to your forearm if that wrist on that standing arm is starting to get a little bit fatigued. We won't be here as long. 5, 4, 3, 2, we're gonna lift it up, hold on, pulse it here. Pulse, 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 pulse. Hug in through that center, so hug those front ribs in, so you're nice and connected to that core, almost there. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pause here. Lower that arm, lower that leg. You can go back to child pose, or you can sit those hips to the heels. Yeah, shake that standing wrist out. It's a lot of work being on that one arm. And we will stretch our shoulders, everything out after. All right, so we're gonna switch sides. Yeah, I just feel like these seem not as bad until you get into it, right? You're like, oh, I'm just doing like our tabletop position, not even in a plank. Arms right underneath those shoulders. Right hand has your dumbbell or your weights if you are with me. Extend that left leg or whichever side you didn't do. We're going to start just that row. So lifting through those front ribs, engaging through that core. Sometimes if you're on your palm, kind of grabbing the floor with your fingertips helps take some of that pressure off that wrist. Also kind of just stepping that hand a little bit forward, maybe like one step forward. So it's just in front of your shoulder. It can help take some of that pressure. But we are on one hand for a long time. So come down to the forearm whenever you need. Think about drawing those shoulders down into those back pockets. 3 more, and then add that leg. 2. Same thing. Keep that row, add that leg lift. Lift and lower. Again, if that moving both don't work, you can keep those arms down. Just move that leg or vice versa. Hug into that center. So core engaging, stabilizing against this movement. Nice and smooth. Good. Steady work here. 8 more. 6, 4, 3, 2, lift and pause, pulse it up, up. Pulse that arm, pulse that leg. Shoulders down away from those ears if you can. So small, again, smaller range of motion here, staying in that contraction through those muscles, feeling that work. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pause here. Lower that arm, lower that leg. We're gonna set one weight down. You can shake your wrists out real quick if you need to. All right. Last one on our hands and knees. Yeah, I didn't think about that for a second. So I would grab just one dumbbell or lighten the weight. We're gonna take that arm straight forward, tap the ground, take that leg back, tap the ground, and then take their arm just higher than that and the leg just outside the mat. So we're gonna lift and lower here. And you can come down to your forearm on this one too. It's gonna lift here, lower it down. Lift, lower. And if it doesn't feel good to lift straight forward, you can move back into that row. You could bend that elbow a little bit. It's fine as long as you're staying in that bent elbow. Keep the same angle unless you want to move back to that row. Shoulders down. Hug in through that center. 6. Yeah, not too long here. 2, lift and pause, and then pulse up, up. Last one. Pulse, 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 pulse. Woo. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pause here. Lower that arm, lower that leg. Again, you can shift back to child pose. You can come to kneeling seat or any comfortable resting position. Take a few big breaths. And then we're all gonna come onto our seat. Yeah, shake those wrists out a little bit. We'll do one more quick little mat core with our weights before we stand up. All right, so we're gonna come all the way down. Good. Yeah. Surprise. All the way down onto our backs. We're gonna reach those arms straight up toward the ceiling. So you can keep your feet down on the mat here, or you can lift those legs up above the hips into reverse tabletop. We're gonna hold the legs where they are and then bend those elbows so those forearms come right parallel to the ground. So if you look, your arms are parallel and then 90-degree angle at the elbow, and then press those arms back up. We're gonna do overhead tricep extension. It's also called a skull crusher. Don't do that, you know. So trying to keep those arms parallel to each other as we bend and extend at the elbow. Keeping the upper arm high and just hinging at that elbow, working those triceps. Think about softening those front ribs down so that back comes a little bit closer to the mat. You don't have to press way down into the mat. You want to connect your front ribs to your hips here. And if you need, you can always set those feet down and still do that, still get that core work. 8 more. 6, 4, 3, 2. We're gonna reach those arms straight up toward the ceiling, those hands. Hold here, and then I'm gonna tap one set of toes to the floor, lift that leg, and then tap the other leg. So if your legs are lifted, we're alternating lower one leg and lift. You don't have to actually tap the floor. If your feet are on the mat, you would march. You would lift one leg, lift the other, right? So keeping that connection through that center. So softening those front ribs down, keeping that core connected. Really reaching those arms up toward that ceiling. So firming through the upper arm here too, still working those triceps. 8 more with those legs. 6, 4, 3, 2. Come back up, keep those knees bent. Now we're gonna keep those arms straight, go overhead 45 degrees, come back up to center. So I'm just gonna reach my arms slightly overhead, really trying to keep those ribs down, those front ribs. Doesn't matter how far overhead those arms go, you want to keep that connection through that core. So if you start to lift up, do less range of motion through those arms. It doesn't have to go far, you're still gonna feel that work. Nice and slow and smooth. 3, 2. Now we're going to keep that arm movement the same. You have an option. You can extend one leg, come back to center, extend the other. If your feet are on the mat, you could extend that leg down on the mat as well. You may have to slow down the movement. Or you could extend both legs and both arms and come back to center. Almost there. If at any time moving the arms and the legs don't work for you, just do one or the other. 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Come back to center. We're gonna bend those elbows about halfway down. Keep those legs in that tabletop and then pull those forearms up, up, up. Legs wherever you need, so you can bring those feet down to the mat. You can come into that table. Now you really feel lifting those legs, right? Just lifting feels like work now. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2. Pause here, extend those arms back up, and then bring those arms down, set those weights to the side. Hug your knees in toward your chest. Let your belly soften here for a breath or 2. You can bring those feet down to the mat. Same thing. Just take a breath or 2. And then extend those legs all the way down onto the mat. If that feels okay, extend those arms overhead. Big full body stretch. Again, when we're stretching, if there's something else that feels good, do it. Bring those arms down to the sides, bend those knees. We're going to turn all the way over facing our mat and either cobra or press up. So forearms down, lifting through that chest, just opening the front of the body after all that crunching, or you can bring those hands down and come up into cobra. We'll stand in a minute and it'll be easier. We need like stadium seating for our slowly come on down. We're gonna make our way back up to standing, however feels good for you. We're gonna need our dumbbells again. Once you're up, if you need water, feel free to grab it. Roll those shoulders back a few times. All right. So to make our way to our center floor, and we're gonna move into some curtsy lunges. So you have a couple different options with the curtsy lunge, which is 1 foot behind, cross and lunging. If that doesn't feel good, you could step back, straight lunge, or you could stay center and squat. So this is what we're doing. Take 1 dumbbell in each hand if you're using those. We're gonna start by grounding through that right foot, stepping that left foot behind the right, and then taking that left arm across the shin. When we come back up to standing, we're gonna find a bicep curl. So I'm gonna curtsy lunge, bicep curl, curtsy lunge. So if you're squatting, it would be cross and then curl. Or if you're lunging back, same thing. I think it's harder to lunge and cross that front of the leg. So nice and slow and smooth. Cross, curl, cross. All right. We're moving, we're standing, we're working. Nice and slow and smooth. 8 more full range. 6, 4, 3. We're gonna add a squat. 2, like where? 1, sorry, a curtsy reach. This time, instead of standing and curling, we're gonna squat and curl. So curtsy reach, squat and curl. Curtsy reach, squat and curl. As slowly as you need to go. It's 2 big range of motion movements. Sure, you'll feel that front lunging leg if you don't already. So nice and slow and controlled. How low you go in either movement is up to you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up. So we're gonna keep those feet about hip width apart or slightly wider, toes slightly wider than those heels. From here, we're gonna squat down and lift up. Find that curl, just a few, because we're gonna pulse in a minute, but I'll give you a few squats first. 4, 3, without the curtsies, right? 2, squat and pause. We're gonna reach those arms forward just a little bit. Pulse those hips down, pulse those arms up. Hug in through that center. Pulse, 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 pulse. So really sit those hips back like you're gonna sit in that chair. Hug in through that center, engaging into that core. Think about drawing those shoulder blades gently together on the back. Elbows can be bent as much as you need. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pause. Come all the way up. Take that right from behind the left. Curtsy lunge, reach across, stand, reach, find that curl. Something, it's great when you like grab something out of your mouth and you have a dumbbell in your hand. Yeah. It's like, do you remember when you wore a mask and then like how often you would want to just touch your face, wipe them down after. 4 more. We add that squat. 2. We get to find that curtsy and then come up, squat and bicep curl. Curtsy, reach, squat and curl. Slowly as you need to go. Finding that work. Mostly legs, right? Curl, lunge. Love these big leg movements. If you weren't warm yet, you're warm now. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Come all the way up. And then we're just gonna squat and curl for a few, get back on 2 legs. 4, 3, 2, squat and curl. Reach those arms forward just a little. Pulse those hips down, pulse those arms up. Hug into that center. So again, how low you go is up to you. How your body's feeling today. How many curtsies we just did may affect how low you go in your squat pulse here. About drawing those shoulders down and back. 8 more. 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, pause here. Come all the way up, bring those arms down, step those feet in, shake those legs out. All right. So you got one more here, and it's a little bit of balance work. So we're gonna start with those heels together, toes apart. Standing nice and tall. I'm gonna take this left leg, this leg here. You're either gonna put the foot right next to the inside part of the ankle and foot, so we can turn, open, and close, or we're just gonna take that foot right behind the calf muscle, so that lower leg. So from here, I'm gonna take that knee in toward the center and then open wide. Just a little balance. So if it's hard to balance on the one leg, or if your foot gets tired on that standing leg, you can take those toes down to the mat. Now I'm gonna take this left arm as that knee comes forward across that opposite hip. This is the fun part. And then reach up and across the body. Cross. And then I'm gonna slow it down a lot, right? We're gonna slow down a lot. If your opposite arm just magically goes out to the side to help you balance, that's fine, right? Slow and controlled. A lot of balance here, a lot of core stabilizing. Move as slowly as you need to. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We're gonna open and pause, reach that arm up. So I'm gonna start by pulsing that knee out. Zip up through that middle, connect through those front ribs. And then if you're feeling like you can pulse that arm back as well. I just feel like whenever we're trying to do, even if it's 2 pulses in the same direction, if your body's like, I can only do one thing at a time, just pick one. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pause here. I'm gonna take this arm across. So I'm gonna keep this leg out this time. So we're not moving in and out. We're gonna keep that external rotation. This time, I'm gonna take a big wide step, second plie, reach that arm out. Either you can glide back in to that foot next to the ankle, or you can find that coupe balance. Reach and center. 8 more. So last set of full range of motion. Do a lot of combo work today. 5, 3, 2. Last one, come back to center, lower that standing leg, get back on 2 feet. Those shoulders out a little, we're gonna switch sides. So bring those feet in first position, other leg, right? Toes on the floor so you can kind of pivot, or foot right behind the calf. Bring that knee to center and then open. So you don't have to try and open super far, because then the hips move and it's hard to balance. So a little range of motion here to get that leg movement before we add that arm. Yeah. Now that fun, you get to take that right arm opposite hip, reach up and across, opening and closing that knee. Maybe a little bit slower, right? This is your fun side. You might have to move even slower. Fun, unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen. Am I going to fall over? Am I going to stay up? I don't know. Nice and smooth. It helps to focus on some sort of thing that's not moving somewhere. Hard in this room today. 5 more. 3, 2, we're gonna open and pause and pulse that knee back. And then maybe add that arm too. So a little range. Again, if both don't work together well for you, pick one and pulse it. Knit those front ribs in. Woo, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Pause here. We're going to take that arm back across that opposite hip. And this time, as we thigh to sky, we're going to take a big wide second plie, either foot toward that ankle or that coupe. Reach, center. Almost there. 8 more. 7, 6. Last 4. 3, 2. Last one. Come back in. Lower that foot, lower that arm. Set that weights down. Yay. Reach those arms open like a cape. Open up the front of the shoulders and chest. We're going to reach those arms forward. You can clasp the hands, reach the palms forward, round into that upper back, tuck the chin, stretch the back of the shoulders. Again, if there's another stretch that feels good for you, feel free to take it. And then we're going to reach those arms up, unclasp, bend into one elbow, tricep stretch from way back on our mat work. And then switch sides. And then reach those arms back up, lower those arms down to the side. All right. Shake everything out. We're going to make our way to our bar. I was considering if we were going to do that today or not, but anyway, side surface. So spot on the bikes. If you feel like you can balance on our floor pretty well, you could stay here. We're going to do some leg extensions. You can stay pretty close on the bar on the back wall if you feel comfortable with that, or grab a ballet bar. Any waist high surface works. I'm running out of time anyway, so won't be here super long, but super long. All right. So if you're on the back bar, you're going to bring your left hand on your bar. And then you're going to bring your feet in first position. Oh, and if you're on the wall, turn slightly toward your bar, just about 45 degrees, so that you do not kick your neighbor when we go backward. We're going to start with heels together, toes apart. You should be okay, but you know. So first position, heels together, toes apart, zip up through that middle skin, nice and tall. If it feels okay, lift those heels, walk those heels in toward each other. And we're going to do first position plie. So squeeze those heels in. We're going to shoulders, hips, and heels in line. Knees are coming forward over those second toes, plie. And then lift back up. You have one hand on your bar, one hand moving. And just nice and smooth with that plie. Enjoy being on 2 legs. On 2 legs. If it doesn't feel good, right, to plie for any reason, our plies focus more on the front of the thighs. If you need to shift back a little more into squat, that's okay. Sometimes it takes a little bit of the pressure out of the knees if you have any knee issues. 3 more. 2. All right, plie down. Pulse those hips down. So you can keep your arms in first position. You can bring your palms to touch, or wherever those hands are comfortable. At our bar, our arms are secondary. So if you want to take them out, take them off, send them to the side. If you don't want to do the arm stuff, you can always put your arms in a comfortable spot. Think about zipping up through that middle. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, pause here, pulse those knees out. Small range of motion. Pulse, 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 pulse. Think about just softening those shoulders away from those ears a little bit here. Shoulders like to help so much. 4, 3, 2, pause here. High plies, lift all the way out. We're going to lower those heels. Keep those feet in first position. So soften your knees a little bit. And then, so left hand's on your bar. I'm going to slightly hinge forward. Take that opposite leg back. So outside leg if you're on the wall. Well, everywhere. Outside leg. This hand's on the bar, yeah, like you know. So slight hinge forward with your hand on the bar. Then we're gonna lift and lower that back leg in our arabesque. So if you happen to have it so you can have both hands on your bar, you're welcome to. If you wanna practice without a hands on the bar, either take just nice light hand on your bar, or you could try and lift it off, just hover. So torso is nice and still in that hinge position and the leg is moving. Doesn't matter how high that leg goes. We do have that open hip. 5, 3, 2, we're gonna lift this leg, pulse it up, up. Still hugging in through that center. So using that connection to the front of the core to help support that spine. You're gonna feel your standing leg. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lift and pause. We're gonna take tiny circles. It doesn't matter what direction. Yay, single leg work, yeah. If you need to come out and come back in, feel free. It's a lot. 4, 2, lift that leg, or reverse those circles. You gotta go the other way. I didn't tell you which way to go. We gotta switch it up. So nice and small circles. So you feel all that work. Mostly you're standing leg. Mostly standing leg. 4, 3, 2, lift and pause. You want to just take your hands just a little bit off your bar or reach one arm forward, maybe both. For 3, 2, 1, lower that leg. Come all the way up, shake those legs out, turn around. We're not going to do all those pliés on that other side because you're going to run out of time. So we're going to turn around. We're going to bring those heels together, toes apart, take that opposite hand on your bar. We're still going to do a few, so lift those heels, walk those heels in. First position, releve, zip up through that middle, knees forward over those second toes, plie down, lift it up. And you can have that one hand on your bar. I guess on the other side. And again, if you want to move those arms, you are welcome to. If you need to shift back a little more on your plie, you can. 4, 3, 2. All right, plie down. Hold that plie, zip up through that middle. Hold, isometric hold. Reach one arm overhead, back to center, other arm, alternating, distracting you from your hold. 4, 3, 2, come back, both arms down, hold, lift out of that plie, bring those heels down. We're still in first position. Yeah, you can shake it out if you need. And then from here, same thing. So we're slight hinge forward. Take that outside leg back. Connect through that center. We're going to lift and lower that back leg. Maybe 45 degrees with that hinge, but what feels comfortable for your body. Little bend in that standing knee is just going to help engage those muscles above the knee. Other side, other side. Make sure you're on that other side that you didn't do before. Hug in through that center. 8 more. 6. Last 4. So keep that torso nice and still. Just that leg moving. Lift that leg, pulse it up, up, up. Hug in through that center. Focus in here. You need to soften those shoulders down away from those ears. Remind those shoulders not to overwork. We're almost there, y'all. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift that leg. Circles one direction. Circles one direction. We usually do some mat core work at the end. We're not going to today. We did a lot of standing work and a lot of combo work. So if you're feeling your legs, correct. Reverse those circles. Point those toes if you can. 8, 6, 4, 3, 2. Lift that leg. Maybe one arm comes forward, maybe both. Find that little balance. Make your way up to standing. Shake those legs out. Yeah, hello. All right, cross one ankle over that opposite knee. Shift those hips back. Use your bar if you need. Take a few big breaths. Make your way back up. Switch sides. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yeah, exactly. That one side still hurts more. Slowly come on up. You can face your bar, hinge at the hips here, pedal out the knees. Or you could come into a forward fold, pedal out the knees if that feels good. Just stretching out the back of the legs, back of the body. And then we're slowly make your way up to standing. If you need a calf stretch here, you could step one foot back and draw that heel down. Or if you need a stretch for the thighs, for the quadricep muscles, you could find that. Just one more stretch here. We're gonna move to our mats and finish up our stretching and more stretching. It's great. Switch sides. And then make your way back to your mat. You can set those bars just off to the side. There we go. All right, so for either, once you make your way back to your mat, you're either gonna come into bound angle, soles of the feet together, knees wide, or you're gonna take a wide-legged forward fold. So you're gonna take those legs wide. Sit nice and tall wherever you are. Making your way, and then just gently fold forward. Same thing here. There's a different stretch or movement you need. Feel free to take it. We're all gonna take a few big, long breaths. And then slowly press yourself back up. You can do this either with the legs still wide, or if you're in bound angle, come to a comfortable cross-legged position. We're gonna take that right arm either to the outside or inside of that right leg. Take that left arm up and over for just a side stretch. Just start to slow everything down. Come back to your center, switch sides. How far are you going? This is up to you. Nice gentle stretch. Slowly come back up. Get your hands to those legs. Bring those legs into a comfortable seat. We're gonna find a twist. The right hand outside of the left knee, left hand behind. Inhale here. Exhale, twist. Nice and gently. And then come back through center, switch sides, lengthen first, and then gentle twist opposite way. And then release, come back through center. Just gonna bring those hands to the legs. Sit nice and tall, just soften those shoulders down away from those ears. Take a big inhale here. Exhale all the way out. And then take those arms to the sides. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, bring those arms down. And then one more time, inhale, reach up. Let those palms touch. Exhale those palms down through the center line to the heart. And release. And that's Barre, y'all. Thanks so much for coming. I'm Chelsea. Any questions, let me know. I'll be here Thursday. Thanks, everybody. Yeah, thank you.